I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you who are new here, my name is Steph, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my winter wardrobe staples. This can also be my, a little bit of a winter capsule wardrobe. With everything in this video, this is just a representation of some items that I think you guys would that I think anybody would benefit from having in their wardrobe to kind of create that capsule sort of foundational wardrobe to build anything off of. These pieces are staples, evergreens, things that I personally wear over and over and over again, year in, year out, without fail. I'm always reaching for them. And this is where I spend the most money in my wardrobe. This is where I really will invest in the pieces. I will research, I will take some time to save up and get the particular brand that I want. Versus with some of my other pieces, I'll just get kind of what I think looks good, or if it's trendy, I will maybe get the less expensive option. But with all of these pieces, I have gotten the version that I love, the version that I wanted the most, from the brand that I wanted the most. And it's honestly just because I'm going to be keeping it in my wardrobe for so long that I thought, you know what, this is where I'm going to invest. That being said, of course, you guys don't have to get the brands that I got, but this is just to give you a general idea. So if you want to see my winter capsule wardrobe, 1, 2, 3,
funk it.
My darling, I love you, 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 I love you.
Okay, so yes, to quickly address, there is a makeup and hair change because I filmed this already once and it was really zoomed in and I couldn't use any of the footage. So here we are refilming. So my winter staples. The first thing that I want to talk about are tights. I think a solid pair of tights is crucial, even if you're not a big dress person or a big skirt person in the winter. Having a good pair of tights is, in my opinion, very important for layering. I really like my pair of heat tech tights from Uniqlo. They trap your body heat and really just add that little bit of extra warmth without adding a lot of bulk. I also really like my Wolford pair. They are definitely on the higher end in terms of price point, but in terms of quality and softness, they are bar none. Like, I really love them and they've lasted me quite a long time, and I think that they're super high quality. In the theme of base and layering pieces, tights are definitely important, and like I mentioned with my Uniqlo, the heat tech, I also really love my heat tech long sleeves and turtlenecks, and whether I'm wearing them alone or layered up, they are just an absolute winter staple for me. I think that they are what has really made one of the biggest differences in my comfort and my warmth in the winter. I really notice the difference between when I'm wearing heat tech versus when I'm not wearing heat tech. Even if I'm just going for a walk, like having that added layer on and that layer that keeps you warm, it makes it so much more comfortable. Like if you have to stop to talk to somebody, you're not like cooling down so quickly and stuff. So I think that everybody should invest in some heat tech or thermals, something like that, for layering. They're great to wear on their own. Like I said, they are always those like classic, simple, basic pieces, those foundational pieces, and also they make amazing layering pieces, like I said. Beyond heat tech, for tops and knits and stuff, I personally always feel like you can get away with bare bones basics. Throughout university, I literally only had the Montpellier sweater in terms of knitwear, and I wore that with heat tech, and pretty much that was it. That was all that I wore, and I had a very small staple wardrobe in university. So like when I'm saying you can honestly get away with like one black knit or one gray knit, and that's what you need, like I'm telling you, like that is what I did. And I just pretty much wore like my Montpellier layered, and then I wore like my heat tech alone, or like layered underneath my like university like crew neck sweater, and that was pretty much it for my like winter class wardrobe, and it worked. And honestly, I feel like no one was the wiser about me repeating clothes. Another knit staple that I really love are mock necks, especially like this one from Aritzia. This is the Wilfred Free Heenan sweater. It's cropped, but it has the contrast knit, and I really like this. I like that it's cropped, but it's not so long, so if you're wearing a high-waisted trouser or something, you can definitely still wear this in more professional settings, but it's not so like formal that you're not able to wear it casually as easily. And I really like the fact that, and I like how clean it looks. Like, I know I love chunky knitwear and I love the way my Montpellier sweater looks, and I do think that that is also a very professional looking sweater and a sweater that can serve you in any situation. But there's something about like just like the simple contrast stitching and the contrast cuffs, but like the really simple, really basic knit that I don't know, I think it's great. The Montpellier and the sweater, if I had only two sweaters to choose, and actually for a long time I only had the Montpellier and the sweater, they are what I would choose time and time again. I really love them. They are just my personal favorites, and I think that you don't exactly need these sorts of sweaters, or you don't exactly need these exact sweaters, but something like a simple but chunky full line sweater, and then a simple and clean crop sweater. And if you have one of each, or if you have a few colors in those styles, I think you will find that you are served well in your wardrobe. So my final top slash sweater situation is definitely my oversized hoodie. For me personally, right now in my style, my oversized hoodie is definitely a staple and a foundation piece, but in general, sweat fleece, I think is what this material is called, but your basic crew necks, your basic hoodies, your zip ups, your quarter zips, whatever style of this sort of like sweater fits your personal your personal preferences, they're definitely great, and they're definitely great staples, and worn alone they can look casual, but you can always layer a collared shirt or a turtleneck, something like that underneath them, and really elevate the look. You can also tie them around your shoulders, layer them with blazers, anything like that, and I think that that is just right up there. Okay, we're gonna move on to some trousers and some pants. The first is obviously a pair of jeans. Guys, my wardrobe would be nothing without my denim. I love denim. It is well, for me personally, I love denim. I know that not everybody is a big fan of denim, but hear me out. Mom jeans in the winter provide you the best opportunity to layer because they are already kind of baggy, or like boyfriend jeans, something like that. Because they're already oversized, when you're putting on like tights or thermals or something underneath them, nobody can tell. They still look the same. There's no like bulkiness. You can't see like any sort of like lines where the fabric underneath is scrunched up. I just think that they're the best. I also really love skinny jeans, but to be fair, when I am looking for something that I'm gonna be able to wear every season, layered up, layered down, my skinny jeans just don't necessarily serve me in the same capacity that my more oversized mom boyfriend fit jeans do. So I would definitely choose mom jeans if I had one pair of jeans to choose from. Another trouser staple, I'm only gonna mention two trousers actually. So I have denim as my first one, and then the second one is a pair of leather trousers. And, oh no, okay. So I have three trousers. Obviously jeans is the first one. The second one is a pair of leather trousers. I love faux leather trousers. I like the way they look, and I think that they are so perfectly seasonal, especially because you honestly, at least like where I live, I cannot get away with wearing them in the spring and summer. It is just too hot. So they are definitely a autumn winter classic piece. They're something that, no matter if they're in the mainstream or not, they're always gonna look so like, they're just gonna always elevate your style, and they're so simple. Like, it's literally just, if you switch your jeans to leather trousers or faux leather trousers, all of a sudden your look can take you from like lunch to dinner to going out if you need to. Like, they're so versatile, and which is why I love them. I love that I can go out in the city in particular for like lunch or something, and then I can, you know, go and have dinner, and I still am wearing the same outfit, but it's still kind of like daytime, nighttime appropriate. And then if there's like something happening afterwards, you're still like dressed in, you know, you still look like ready to go out and to go like to whatever's happening after dinner. And it's great. It's like one of those pieces that I just always wear when I don't know what is going to be happening after what I have scheduled. And it allows you a lot more flexibility in your wardrobe with that day to night transition. The third and final thing is a pair of tailored black slacks. And this I think should be a given, especially if you work in a professional setting. Even if you don't work in a professional setting, tailored black slacks with a crew neck and a sweater and some like sneakers and stuff just looks so cool. Like, I love that look. And I honestly think that you can wear it like casually or, you know, more dressed up. But black slacks are just an evergreen. They are a staple. They will serve you in so many different occasions, and it is always good to have a pair on hand because you never know if you're gonna need to, you know, dress business casual or dress business formal. And so having those on hand is great. And of course, like with everything else, the key is that you can style them day to night, up, down, you know, any way you want. And definitely with black slacks, you can do that. So, okay, we're gonna take a quick segue into some accessories. I think there are certain things like gloves and hats that are non-negotiable, and I'm not even gonna talk about them because they are such a given, but I wanted to talk about scarves because I have 3 different types of scarves that I personally love, can't live without, that I rotate through, and I've had the same scarves forever, like honestly, ever. The first one is my Burberry wool scarf. This is a lightweight, classic rectangular scarf. I wear this styled so many different ways with so many different outfits, and I got the camel color specifically so that I could pair it with blacks, whites, navies, color, like, you know, you just pick and pair camel with literally everything. And I love Burberry always mixes brown and black together, meaning that even though if I'm wearing like a more brown outfit, because there's black in the scarf, my black accessories all of a sudden tie in and it doesn't look off, or like vice versa with brown accessories in a black outfit. I love that, and I love the versatility. And a Burberry scarf is definitely an investment piece. They are not inexpensive in the slightest, but they are so high quality, they last forever, and they are a classic piece that has literally never, ever, ever gone out of style. A classic Burberry plaid or a solid Burberry scarf, it'll serve you well. The second is another rectangular scarf. This is an oversized rectangular scarf. It is an Acne Studios Toronto/Toronto scarf. They have changed the name of the scarf a couple times, but it started off, when I bought it, it was called the Toronto scarf. So one, it is named after, well, the city near where I live, but like my hometown, which I really like. But also I bought this scarf at the height of Logomania, and it's that big Acne Studio logo across it. But honestly, when you fold it and you wear it, you can't really see the words, especially depending on how you tie it and stuff. And so to me, it has just become this very basic gray scarf. And I love gray scarves, especially because I wear so much black. The black on black on black on black look, while chic, sometimes can get a bit boring and a bit repetitive. So having a gray scarf to break up that monotony is really just a plus. And I'm not saying that you guys need to go out and get this exact scarf, but definitely a more oversized, longer wool scarf is such an amazing staple because you can wrap it up without having a lot of actual fabric bulk, but you can create quite a big scarf and you can be kind of cozy and stuff, and you know, I just love it. Okay, and the final scarf that I'm going to talk about is my Wilfred Diamond Mosaic blanket scarf. I have had this forever. Almost as long as I've had my Burberry. So I've had my Burberry scarf since high school, and then I got my Wilfred scarf during university and my Acne Studio scarf right after I graduated. So I have had all these scarves for a while, but the Diamond Mosaic scarf is definitely one of those. It was super, super popular when I bought it. Like, every girl and their grandma literally had this, like, one of the Aritzia blanket scarves, but I'm telling you guys, a blanket scarf, if you don't have it, oh my gosh, it is so useful and it is so warm and snuggly. There's a lot of fabric, so you do need to keep that in mind. But especially when I was in university going to lecture, those lecture halls can be cold, but like you don't want to like wrestle with putting on your coat, such like you don't want to like sit in your coat right when you get there because like you're sweating from running across campus and stuff. At least I sweat when I was running across campus and stuff. So I would take my coat off and then I would cool down, and then like somewhere around like midway through the lecture I would always get cold, so then I would just throw my blanket scarf on around my shoulders, and then I'd be nice and snuggly underneath a blanket, literally. So I really love that, and I think it's so versatile. There are so many ways you can wear it. You can wear it as a scarf, as a shawl, as like a vest top situation, and it's just like an evergreen. Like I know blanket scarves are not in their moment right now, but in terms of a classic staple piece, it's definitely up there for me. And I think that when you're, you know, especially if you're traveling or you're packing, to have something that can function as a scarf but also as a blanket is a big plus. And then finally, we're gonna talk about outerwear. So I'm gonna talk about my, we're gonna talk from the least warm to the warmest, if that makes sense, or the lightest to the heaviest outerwear that I have. So one of my favorite jackets is the Aritzia Ghana jacket. This is a shacket, sweater jacket, shirt jacket situation. I personally really like this jacket. I know that it is not the most classic slash, it's not the most classic of cuts. By that, it's very casual. It is not like a light overcoat or something like that. But for me personally, this jacket is a great casual piece. I love just throwing this on over everything in the fall, and then when we get into the winter, I layer it underneath my heavier parka, and I find that just that added layer keeps me so warm. And when I'm going into like showings or open houses or, you know, anything, sometimes the heat's like, or when I'm going into, you know, when I'm doing something where I don't want to wear my coat, but like I know that I'm gonna potentially be kind of cold, I will always wear my Ghana jacket after, so that when I take off my parka, I still have that layer underneath, and it does really help make your outfit look just like that much more thought out because of the layering. Like you can wear a really simple like long sleeve, pop on the Ghana jacket, and then all of a sudden you look like you have this like layered look going on, which I really like. The second jacket that I'm going to talk about is my Burberry Quilted Jacket. This is it's kind of an unusual piece. Quilted jackets are definitely like starting to come back into fashion, but this sort of like barn slash hunting style jacket has always been, like they've existed for such a long time, and I didn't really ever get into it until 2 years ago, I think, when I got this jacket. Yeah, 2 years ago when I got this jacket. But honestly, since getting it, it has been one of my favorites. It is tailored, but the quilting makes it casual enough to wear on an everyday basis. And the quilting itself is it's like a thermo-regulated, it's like a smart fabric. So it keeps you really, really warm, but it's really lightweight, which I personally really like. I love layering and stuff, but there's a certain degree and there's a certain point in the winter where I'm just like done with the bulk, and I'm like, I want something that'll keep me warm, but doesn't make me feel like I'm being weighed down. And this jacket is perfect. It is so warm, like it's surprisingly warm for the weight, for the actual weight of the fabric, but it just like, this jacket is perfect for that because it's so warm, but it's quite lightweight. So when I am wearing it, I still feel protected, and I still feel, you know, the effects of like a heavier jacket with like half of the Michelin Man feeling. I know that like Burberry is of course very expensive, but with this piece, I knew that it was going to be something that I would have in my wardrobe for ever. Okay. Yeah, so I got this, I think, right as Burberry was starting to come out with more thermo-regulated quilted jackets, and I am all for smart fabrics and smarter, like smart fabrics, and incorporating more thermoregulation into like jackets and knitwear and stuff like that, because I think that it increases the value and the benefit of the clothing. So when I started wearing this, I was pleasantly surprised because it is a super lightweight jacket. Like, I am not kidding, guys. It feels like it should be a mid-fall, like early spring sort of jacket, and it keeps me warm during those times, but not like too warm. But in the winter, especially on warmer days, like it's been really warm this week, so I've worn this instead of a parka out, and I've just worn this heat tech and a like hoodie or a crew neck sweater or something, and I've worn it out and it's been around 0, and I have been so comfortable. Like, not too hot, not too cold. Like, I'm able to like walk around on a 45-minute walk. It's perfect. And I love that this jacket is tailored enough to serve me during the work week and on client meetings and stuff like that. So I can wear it and I can feel professional, but I can also throw it with a pair of jeans and, you know, look just as casual and be very comfortable. And I so love that and appreciate that. My next so my next jacket is a wool coat. It's also from Burberry. It is a pea coat. When I went to select this coat was when I first kind of really started getting into the whole idea of quality over quantity and buying pieces that are gonna last and ensuring that everything, like, you know, staple and investment was gonna be worth my money. And that's why I kind of ended up going with Burberry, because Burberry has such a long history of producing really high quality coats. And especially when I bought this, like Burberry wool coats were considered like the height of quality and like the best value you could get, and they would last you forever and ever. And I definitely feel like that has been true for this jacket. I got this at some point during high school for either a Christmas or a birthday from my mom and my grandma, and it has just served me since. Like, I have been out of high school now for 7-8 years, so like the fact that I had it before that and through now, and like I wore it all through university, after university, in the winter when I need to look put together and it's freezing cold outside, I always reach for this coat. Something that I am gonna do as well is take the time to bring it back to Burberry and get them to put a removable liner in it, just to even further extend the life of this coat and extend the warmth and the range in which I can wear it. I always think a wool coat is something that everybody needs because they are so, like, you can wear them to work and you'll look super put together if you just throw them on over your suit or around your shoulders, something like that. But also you can wear them, like, literally people have been wearing them with sweats and toques and they look so good. Like, it just adds that layer of elegance and class to any wardrobe, and it really complements anything that you're wearing. Like, even if what you're wearing is like super street style or loungewear, anything like that, like if you put on a tailored wool coat over top of it, especially like overcoats and stuff, it just looks so good and like it'll serve you in so many different regards. My final coat is a very practical coat, and honestly, this should be no surprise to anybody. It's a parka slash puffer jacket. Mine is from Canada Goose. Mine is super old. I got it, so I got this coat in middle school, I wanna say. I definitely got it a size big, knowing that I would grow a little bit more. I did go through a like massive growth spurt during, like, right before middle school. So I kind of went from like 5 foot nothing to like 5'6", 5'7", and I'm now just under 5'9". So I bought this probably when I was like 5'6"-ish in middle school. Buying it particularly a size large so that I could grow into it. And this coat has served me so well. Like, honestly, guys, I know that there's a little bit of controversy around Canada Goose, and like I understand that, and I know that there are lots of options out there, which is why I'm not saying you need to get a Canada Goose jacket, but like for me personally, like, remember when I bought this, there wasn't this like mainstream knowledge of the controversy. Keep that in mind. You know, this was like the early, like the mid 2000s, the late 2000s. So like I just have bought this coat, and like when I do need to rebuy it, I will look for a more ethical option. But I'm just saying that this coat has personally served me so well. I've had it for over a decade and it is so warm and it's lasted and I've taken care of it and it's kept me warm. Like it kept me warm in university waiting for the bus to pick me up or like walking home from campus. It's been just a lifesaver over the course of my time having it. And I think a Parka jacket, if you were to look at everything that I've talked about today, a Parka jacket is the one place where I would say you absolutely need to make sure you are getting the best quality and don't like skimp on price and don't say that like, oh, I'll just get like this version, like whatever. Like do your research, make sure that you're getting a really high quality, really warm parka because it is going to make the most difference. Like you can wear 4 layers and have a really like poorly made jacket and the wind's just gonna like cut right through you and it's not gonna make the difference. Like definitely the parka is where you need to like research and actually like save and get the one that you want. I promise you, like it will make the difference, especially if you live somewhere cold. Like whew, without my parka, I would be lost. Like I would not be able to go outside in -30 without my parka. So that is definitely like the most, like the top priority, I would say. Like if you're looking for the best investment piece, the best place to spend your money, if you're on a budget, spend most of your budget on your parka and then slowly fill in the other stuff. Because I guarantee you, having the right pieces is way more important than having everything. So yeah, just a little bit of Steph wisdom on that. But I mean, like, of course, you guys don't have to get everything that I've mentioned. Like I said, I personally think that the parka is the most important place to spend your money, especially if you are like rebuilding a winter capsule wardrobe. Start with your parka first because that is going to be definitely one of the biggest purchases, and it is also going to be the purchase that's going to serve you the most. Like it is the most practical and honestly the most important. So those are my winter staples. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.
Life moves pretty fast.
It's not about personality matrixels and charts. It's all about the bumps in your heart.